Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Coptic Christians in Egypt face persecution and discrimination as the Arab Spring unfolded in Egypt, with people from all religious faiths joining together to overthrow the tyranny of Hosni Mubarak. The future looked brighter for Christians in Egypt. Unfortunately, under the new military government in Egypt, religious extremists seem to be able to carry out attacks on Christians in their churches with impunity. In the most recent attack, a Coptic church in Upper Egypt was burned by religious extremists. When there was no reaction from the authorities, frustrated Copts gathered in Cairo's Maspero neighborhood to protest the partial demolition of the church in Aswan province and call for the removal of the province's governor for failing to protect the church. Army units fired on demonstrators, with a resulting death toll of 25, most of whom were Copts, and scores injured. Videos showed an armored personnel carrier running people down. There could not have been more callous expression of disregard by the Egyptian armed forces for the lives of Egyptian Christians. Therefore, I'm seeking unanimous consent for the following motion, seconded by the member from York Scarborough. I move that this House condemn the attacks on Egyptian Coptics and their institutions, calls on the Egyptian government to ensure that the perpetrators of the attacks be brought to justice and bear the full weight of the law, and ask the United Nations Human Rights Commission to investigate the plight of Egyptian Coptic Christians and issue a report on its findings.
Seconded by the member for York West. Okay. Sorry, on the same point, I'll recognize the Honourable Minister before I see if there's consent for this.
Great. I appreciate this member's concern for this. Those of us in the government, I think, joined by the New Democratic Party, are concerned that the resolution that he presented is not strong enough and would like to strengthen it. So to amend my colleague's motion, it should read, amended as, that this House stand in solidarity with those religious minorities around the world and strongly condemn the vicious attacks on Egyptian Coptic Christians and their institutions, call on the Egyptian government to ensure that the perpetrators of the attacks be brought to justice and bear the full weight of the law, and ask the United Nations Human Rights Commission to conduct an open and transparent investigation into the plight of Egyptian Coptic Christians and issue a public report of its findings.
Maybe I'll ask the Honourable Member for Scarborough-Agincourt if you would still like me to seek the consent of the House for his motion, or will he withdraw his request in lieu of what the Minister has just proposed?
Mr. Speaker, I think the Minister is amending my motion, and the amendment is fully accepted. And I'd like to point out that this motion was seconded by my colleague from York West.
So I'm going to take it as the Honourable Member for Scarborough-Agincourt is withdrawing his motion, and well, okay. Not sure that you can amend a motion seeking unanimous consent, but given the sense that there seems to be agreement of this, does the House give its unanimous consent to the member for Scarborough-Agincourt's motion, as amended by the Minister of Foreign Affairs? Is unanimous consent to proceed in this fashion? Agreed. The House has heard the terms of the motion. Is it the pleasure of the House to adopt the motion? Agreed. Agreed and so ordered. Motion.
Served your office with a request for an emergency debate on the Coptic situation. I'm sure that you will acknowledge that. And I just want to state on the record that I want to thank everybody concerned here today, both sides of the House. We did agree on a motion. So I hope that's okay with you, sir, that I withdraw that request. And I want to thank everybody in this House that cooperation was given, and we did reach a consensus on a motion that is affecting the plight of the Copts, not only the Copts, but other ethnic minorities in Egypt and religious minorities around the world. And I want to thank you for that, Mr. Speaker.
Thank the Honourable Member for Scarborough-Agincourt for that, indicating that to the House.